Obvious. If you're on that, the peanut butter donut you're eating now is obviously not a good choice. Weapon. Tyranny. Tyranny. Protest. Riot. Conclude. Inevitable. Landscape. Anticipate. I didn't anticipate my post would get so many likes. Breakout. Hypothesis. Nuclear. Arms. Race. Hostility. Diminish. Affluent. Incentive. Resort. Diplomatic. Sanction. As political systems and ideologies such as authoritarianism and totalitarianism typically deprive people of basic human rights, cause or corruption and bravery, and do not reflect the will of citizens. Democratic regimes have become the dominant form of government around the world. Deprive. I think it's really important that I don't let people deprive me of too much of my free time. Corruption. I don't think corruption is a big issue in our country, but who knows? Bribery. Bribery. It seems like there's a lot less bribery compared to when I was a kid. My dad bribed me with money to make me study harder. Reflect. I'm pretty motivated to share my opinions during meetings because they've never been reflected in the final decision. I tried walking on the beach, but the monitor on my laptop reflected too much light for me to see. While taking a shower, I often reflect on what I learned during the day. You might think it's strange, but I often practice speaking English to my reflection in the mirror. Well, it's true I went out on a date with her, but believe me, it was against my will. He has a strong will. Democratic. Isn't it kind of interesting that the Democratic People's Republic of Korea has democratic in its name, but its political system isn't? Nothing is decided democratically in my family because my wife calls the shots on everything. Regime. I swear there's a regime change every few years in this country. However, the voter turnout rate in parliamentary elections has experienced rapid decline in recent times. Authorities have been constantly urging eligible voters to voice their opinions, with limited success. Voter. How do voters living abroad cast their votes? Turnout. In recent years, the voter turnout rate in Japan has been failing. We had a really good turnout at my event last week, so I'm hoping the next one will be just as good. Parliamentary. It's embarrassing to see a lot of that members dozing off during a parliamentary debate. Election. The best part-time job that I've ever had was counting votes on election day. Barack Obama was the first African American person elected to the presidency. Decline. I think the 80% decline in my Instagram followers was because I posted about 20 pictures of my face in a row. I've received offers from a few companies, so now I'm thinking about which ones to decline. Urge. I'd urge your kids to go to college as an insurance policy unless there's something that they are passionate about doing. It 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 would be great if you could finish this work today, but it's not urgent, so no stress. Voice. Feel free to voice your opinion. I promise you won't be judged. You have a really good voice. For example, the political apathy and indifference of eligible voters in Japan can be attributed to several factors, including distrust of political institutions, voting not being compulsory, and the burden of traveling to the polls. Apathy. I think apathy in your relationship is a sign that it's over. I thought he was quite apathetic about his life, but it turns out that he actually wants to become a millionaire and move to New York. Indifference. A little jealousy may be a positive thing because indifference can kill a relationship. Attribute. I've had a lot of help throughout my life, but I attribute most of my success to my parents. What do you think are the main attributes of good managers? The attribution of blame for the loss to the players is a bit unfair. Distrust. I have a distrust of taxes in this country because I've been ripped off so many times. Compulsory. 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 I'm not going to take the training if it's not compulsory. I have a problem with compulsive snacking. Burden. Re- revolving payment reduces the monthly burden, but in the long run, interest interest adds up, so it's dangerous too. I've been really busy at work trying to wrap up everything before I go on vacation because I don't want to burden others with my work. Food. Food. To avoid the crowds, I'm going to the polls before election day. Although various solutions have been proposed to elevate, elevate the number of votes, such as increase penalties for non-voters, promotion through social media influencers, and absentee absentee voting, which allows ballots to be cast prior to election day. So silver ballot has been found so far. Ele- elevate. Elevate. I decided to change jobs because I realized that continuing to do the same things won't elevate the quality of my life any further. Penalty. It's surprising that Japan doesn't impose penalties for drinking alcohol on the street. Absence, absentee. There are too many absentees today, so I'm going to cancel the dinner. He's absent from school today because he got the flu. Sorry, I forgot to pick up the groceries. I've been absent-minded lately. In the absence of further information, I can't make a decision. Some think the high level of student absenteeism at college is the fault of students. But to play devil's advocate, is it possible that the root cause is the quality of lectures? Lectures. Ballot. Asking people whose name they wrote on their ballot is a big no-no. Cast. I like that philosophy casts doubt on what's commonly believed to be true and parents new ways of thinking. Ballot. I would often play with a toy gun using plastic bullets when I was a little child. There's no silver bullet that will improve your English overnight. So far, do you have any questions so far? So far, so good. I believe that free healthcare should be a basic human right for all, regardless of race, financial situation, or age. No matter how meticulously we plan, unforeseen circumstances can arise at any moment. Free healthcare is clearly an unsustainable fantasy, as most tax revenue is already pledged to vital long-term construction projects. To pretend otherwise insults the intelligence of our citizens. Further, healthcare for most citizens is funded privately through their employers. Universally free healthcare therefore benefits only a monetary minority of the population. Even so, many lack complementary health insurance and should not be abandoned, regardless of your ideological beliefs. Free healthcare is a fundamental human right, which cannot be neglected for the sake of infrastructure. The fundamental issue here is that you are being stubborn and refuse to compromise. The obvious solution is a hybrid of the free and private models. Rationally, we should provide full state-funded healthcare to low income earners and less to the wealthy. Regardless, regardless of what others say, I work as hard as I can. Age, meticulously, lies. You need to be patient and keep putting in the effort until an opportunity arises. Fantasy, privilege, pretend, insult, fund, privately, monetary, abandon, id- ideolo- id- ideological, 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 neglect, sake, infrastructure, stubborn, diffuse, compromise, wealthy.